Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly here with D. And man, that was a crazy game. Oh man, I'm still like shaky from that game against the Packers. But remember, I did a video after the game talking about Nick Wright. He was talking about Brock Purdy. And I thought it was over, man. I thought it was completely over. But this guy kept going, and he takes a shot at your boy David Lombardi. Absolutely hilarious. But let's check this out. This is what David put. Brock Purdy answered every single doubt and criticism by delivering a comeback playoff drive that immediately becomes part of 49ers legend. That was Joe Montana. That's what Joe Montana used to do. Nick Wright, man, he did not like that at all. And this is what he put. Honest to goodness, if that's your takeaway from this game, I truly question your ability to cognitive watch, analyze, and discuss football. So maybe I'll say this. I think David Lombardi definitely a little dramatic about legendary and all that stuff. It was a great play, yes. You know, like when Alex Smith made that play against the Saints. That was awesome, man.
Yeah.
But to be a legend, I think you got to do a little more.
Exactly.
But I got to say, though, that drive at the end of that game was absolutely amazing. And to me, Nick Wright's been talking trash for the past 5-6 months, saying that, or whatever week, saying he's got to make a play down in the fourth quarter. You got to make a game-winning drive. He checked all those boxes. So it's, at the end of the day, it's like, what the hell else do you want him to do?
Yeah.
Like, that was my opinion. Like, you're just saying all of this stuff, like, he's a front runner and all this stuff. Well, he finally had to make play at the end of the game where it wasn't going his way, you know. It was raining. He had to switch gloves. He was doing things with his hand. It was rough. But when he had to make a play, he did. And that last drive was absolutely unbelievable. But what do you think about this whole situation, man?
Yeah, so as you said, like David Lombardi, he's a huge Niner fan. So he's always going to be talking like high praising. He's always going to like sky's the limit as far as like what these players are capable of and always doing comparisons. So you can tell that he loves our team like very much. But Nick Wright, like at this point, I kind of just like tuned it out, but he's going to continue because these analysts don't want to be wrong. They don't want a guy who's the last pick, who doesn't look like all week long. They haven't been talking about Jordan Love all season. Now all of a sudden he beats the Cowboys. Like, damn, this guy's the future. And look at him. Look at his swag. Look how he carries himself. Now that's how a quarterback should look like. And then like what happened? We beat him. And so then now we're gonna give Brock his props. And so going into a little bit to what Nick was saying, he shifted the goalpost.
Yeah.
So like you said, like I want to see from behind a game-winning drive. Afterwards, when we won, he was acting like, oh, well, Brock Purdy wasn't the one that threw the winning touchdown pass. And, you know, it was McCaffrey. A lot of the analysts were like saying like, oh, well, McCaffrey won in that game. McCaffrey had like 2 touchdowns. That was McCaffrey. And it's like, no, dude, how did McCaffrey get there to the end zone? Well, he had that huge catch by Ayuk down the middle. He had, Conley had that huge catch going right out of bounds. So he made some plays down the stretch. Big plays with his arm that he didn't play, I don't think, bad, but with the rain was definitely a factor. You could tell that. But when it came down to it, last 5 minutes of the game, he put the ball in his hand. That was a game-winning drive right there. And that's what solidified it. Once I saw that the kicker missed, and we had that drive at the end, I was like, all right, all we need to do is hold them, and we got this game. And I knew it was going to be a close game because of the rain, but I was not surprised at all that all the analysts, they're not jumping ship, that they're going to continue to hate on this guy, and they're going to move the goalpost because Nick Wright, going back to him real quick, this guy picked the Cowboys to win, Dak the MVP.
He picked the Rams to beat us.
He picked the Rams to beat us. He said Baker was his guy, that Baker was going to probably be one of the guys that beat us, that he was all in love with him. Baker's now out. And so, again, he's going to keep moving the goalposts. And like Purdy's at the bottom of his home mountain. So he's never going to give us credit. I'm telling you, like, Brock Purdy could win, and then he could be like, well, Brock Purdy only won because he had the Avengers. And so, again, I would just, at this point, just kind of tune him out just because as long as we just win the game, that's all that matters. I don't give a damn what these like analysts say because they just want their guy at the end of the day to win.
Yeah, I'll say this, that did Brock Purdy have a bad game before that last drive? I'll say, yeah, dude, it was a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
I was hearing guys like Larry Krueger say it was like a pathetic game. I don't think it was like, because I think he's a trash. I was like, it wasn't that, because remember, he did that first half. We had 3 series. One of those series led to a touchdown, a beautiful throw to Kittle. Okay, so we got 1 out of 3, a touchdown, and then we should have got a field goal at the end.
Yeah.
So, and that last drive though, I think it was bad. Like I thought a bad game until that last drive, and he stepped up, man. When we had to have it, this guy did it. And was that last drive kind of like Joe Montana-esque? That last drive, yes. Does that make him a legend? No, it doesn't. Like I said, you have to get one of these to become a legend. That's what you have to do to become a legend. So I say pump the brakes right there. But you're right. This guy keeps changing the damn goalposts. It always seems to happen. And here's the thing. Everyone was like, oh yeah, Love way outplayed Purdy, because Purdy almost threw those 2 interceptions. That's true.
Yeah.
However, Love almost threw 2 more interceptions, so that would have been 4 interceptions. So we can't go with the hypothetical BS that's happening, because Love could have threw more interceptions. Lenore could have got one, and someone else could have got one. It was like throwing almost right to him. So all this stuff that, he's the worst quarterback. Remember how everyone's talking about that lady Trask, who said that there's 7 great quarterbacks and then there's Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
A week before that, she took that from Nick Wright, because Nick Wright was saying he was naming all these guys' accomplishments, and then he said, and then there's Brock Purdy. So he's the one that's leading this charge. He's the one that everyone's listening to, and they're not getting off it. When he had that Mahomes Mountain stuff, he had freaking Brock the worst one out of everyone, and he's laughing, saying, "Oh no, it's not because he's on the bottom right," but he's laughing about it because he knows that he thinks he's the worst quarterback in this thing. And we just saw the game right now with the Chiefs. I'm telling you guys right now, this might be poetic justice. This will all come back to bite him in the ass. The number 1 Brock Purdy hater might go up against the Chiefs and Mahomes Mountain, the best quarterback according to these experts, led by Nick Wright, going up against probably, according to them, the worst quarterback in the NFL. So that right there would kind of be sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I can't stand the Chiefs. I don't want them to win, even though I don't want Baltimore to win either. But that would be amazing seeing that, going back and just. If we win it, man, I swear, if there's a parade, there will be a whole bunch of Nick Wright signs. Like, what now, dude? Like, what now? So I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped what's going to this week against the Lions. And I think Brock, it was a bad game, but I think he's going to bounce back. It's not going to be raining, we're hearing. And hopefully we're hearing we might have Deebo Samuel. And by the way, that last drive, or the whole damn game, was without Deebo Samuel, too. So without Deebo Samuel driving down the field, did the same exact thing against Cleveland without Deebo Samuel to try to win that game with Jake Moody. So all this talk, man, that the worst quarterback in the league or playoffs, and it's just gonna keep going on. The goalpost's gonna change, but if we could get that Super Bowl, that will be so sweet. Because every time, remember during that game you were texting me, you were sending me Nick Wright tweets like, and it looked like he was ready to pump those champagne bottles. It looked like he was ready. It was like
he saw Nick Wright, Des Bryant, Terrence Crawford. Yeah. They were all like about to pop the champagne bottle. It was like
exactly. It was like the Chinese New Year. They had the bottle ready to pop, but you know what? It struck out, and that felt good, man. But then again, he changed up the goalpost after, started talking more trash. So it's gonna take us to win the damn Super Bowl to shut these guys. And I want to see the egg on this dude's face, man.
Yeah, and the only thing, I agree with everything that you said. The only thing that I would change is that I think this wasn't Brock's best game. But you saw the one that was really bad was when he threw it with the glove, because that should have been a pick right there. Mm-hmm. But he took out the glove, and then he started to get a little bit more and more comfortable. The rain did have an effect. I felt we just made the game harder for him, though, because
offensive line was trash.
Offensive line, garbage, but also just
trash.
I'm gonna say it, man. I'm the biggest hater. It's our damn head coach, man. There's just certain plays out there. When it's always raining, you gotta run the ball. The run is your best friend, and you gotta run it up the middle. We're doing screen passes to McCaffrey and also side lateral passes to McCaffrey. We did what's called a drop screenplay with how we usually run it with Debo. We did it with Juwan Jennings, man.
And here's the thing about that.
Right after had the hat.
I know about that play. I think with Kyle Shanahan, this whole game plan looked like it was gonna go to Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
Like that play was supposed to be for Deebo Samuel,
Yeah.
but he was out. So it seemed like Kyle, he knew it was gonna rain, and he dialed up so many damn plays for Deebo Samuel. And when he went out, he kind of panicked.
Yeah.
Like, you do not do that run with Jennings, who runs up.
That was horrible.
A
Right,
4-7-7.
right,
Yeah,
that was the first play out of the half
because he probably has a 15-play script,
Yeah.
and that right there was probably part of the script. Like, oh, I'm gonna still continue to do this. That was a huge mistake, and yeah, I think that kind of changed everything. That changed everything with Deebo going out. The rain factor, which we don't never play good in the rain. Remember when we went to the Super Bowl in 2019, when we played Washington. Washington was a crappy ass team, and it was like one of the last weeks of the season. It took a Nick Bosa sack at the end, and then they all did the slipping slide. Who remembers that? That was like a 6-0 game. So we just haven't played good at all in that damn rain, and that's like our kryptonite. So if we win this game, we'll be in the sun. It will not be raining, we're hearing, and then inside Vegas with the Superdome. That's exactly where Brock Purdy had his best game, one of his best games against the Raiders last year, where he pretty much won that game and actually had to come back. Because we were down, we were down. But we won that game kind of because of him, because he was on fire that game. So, oh man, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so that was the only thing. I felt like we made the game harder for West. I was like, it wasn't the best game. It was like a bad game, but and also for me, not trying to like make any excuses for him, but I feel like, and I said it the previous before we had this game. I said the only people that really could beat us is ourselves if we don't make just the easy plays. Like, I'm tired of the cute plays. Like, just we have the best running back. Even us going against Detroit, we still have the best running back. We got the best offensive weapons. So let's just make the plays that we need to. Don't do anything cute, because say what you want about the Lions, man, they still have a good like offense. So we need to just outscore these guys, and the only people that could beat us is ourselves.
And I heard a lot of the media talk today, and they were saying, a lot of them were like, oh yeah, that was Brock right there. Like, all this stuff, like just ripping him. I know this week, Nick Wright, man, he's going to have so much content to talk about this week.
Yeah.
And like I said this in videos before, my guilty pleasure is watching FS1. I shouldn't do it because that's like the anti-Brock Purdy network. Like if you're into politics, I'll say this. If you hate Donald Trump, you're dirty players watching CNN and all the stuff they spew about, Trump every second. That's exactly FS1. Yeah. It's like the anti-Brock company where they do every single guy in that, like every show, from that show, from their radio shows.
Colin,
the one with LaShawn McCoy.
Oh yeah, First Piece First.
Joy Taylor and them. So it's like that's like the one that all of them always go after him. So it is what it is. But I think it was such a great drive, and it seems like he's not getting the credit for that drive, other than us Niner fans who are like, dude, that was a badass drive, because we're used to it. We're used to Jimmy Garoppolo out there.
They're panicking, man.
Super Bowl, NFC Championship game against the Rams. He was scared. The happy feet showed, but I mean that drive, it would have been perfect if Kittle didn't drop that ball. It would have been a perfect drive. That's when you had to have it, and we've seen this before. That Cleveland game, same thing when he drove down the field. So I mean, I'm pumped, man.
Another one was when he went out of the pocket just to try to run in the end zone, man. Like that to like freaking like Jimmy G wouldn't have done that. I don't even think Trey Lance would have done that. This guy, the offensive line broke down. He went out of the pocket, freaking ran out to the goal line, and then McCaffrey had an easy touchdown. Not for that touchdown. That was like what kind of solidified the game. And so like just for him making plays like that, man, like that is like, what else do you want from a quarterback, man? Especially like during those conditions. And that's what makes winners, man, to play in those type of environments where there's snow, raining, coming from behind. Like that's what makes, like you said, like legends. He's not up there yet, but
he has a chance.
Yeah, he's got a chance, man.
Yeah, I know. I remember when Alex Smith made that it was a touchdown against the Saints.
Yeah.
And then the broadcaster was like, "Oh, can you ever doubt Alex Smith again?" Remember when he said that?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Stark years. No, not Stark. It was the guy after. I think Robinson. And I was like, that was awesome. But I was like, is this guy a legend, Alex Smith? No, I'm sorry. There's legends out there, but they got the rings, or they go to the Super Bowls and they keep going. Like they're like, I guess the linear thing, the line is probably maybe Dan Marino. I would consider him. Dolphins fans probably consider him a legend, even though he never won a Super Bowl, but he putting up big numbers and stuff like that. So Brock ain't there, man. He ain't a legend. Yeah, I'm not gonna be a fanboy or be like, he's it, man. Like all this stuff. Like,
yeah.
But that drive right there, he's just got to keep doing it. Keep stacking up playoff games like that. And eventually, yeah, heck yeah, he could get there. But Nick Wright, man, yeah, changing that goalpost, talking trash. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's never going to satisfy him unless we get that damn ring.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's what we got, man. Let us know what you guys think about this situation. Nick Wright calling David Lombardi pretty much not knowing football about because of Purdy's situation. But let us know down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you next time. Peace.